this new Sacred Mother and reveal. This is a little different than our usual reveals, and there is a storm coming. It is new moon night, so beautiful. I actually wrote a ritual for this new moon, and I wanted to read it to you, but I will do a different video for that. And I will include it in the newsletter. So this new goddess, Sacred Mother, actually is related to nature, related actually to trees, and there is a storm coming. Woo. And so hello Danielle and Esther. I'm going to show you the goddess. I'm going to show you the new Sacred Mother. She really belongs to the Sacred Mother realm, because it's going to be a lot darker than it looks here. And then I'll chat with you later after I present her to you. There is such a long story to how she came about. And so we are here at the base of a mulberry tree in our yard. We have here a sycamore that I've held it as a sacred tree for years. And trees are super special. To me, trees have always been special. They're actually part of the logo. The logo used to be just a tree. My last name means olive trees. And then now we have this fig tree. And who can guess where I'm going at with this? What kind of Sacred Mother or Goddess do we have here? Is it a little bit fuzzy? We will do it here and then I'll go inside, okay? It is so perfect for this. I wish that you could see, it's starting to rain. Okay, it is starting to rain. So let me go over here. Da-da-da, drum roll, drum roll. And we have Eurydice, a dryad, a tree nymph, a tree spirit, and I have olive leaves here, salt for protection. She is a seer. She is a justice seeker. Let me put it over here. And she has a love story with Orpheus. All right, she's getting wet, so we're gonna run her inside the studio. Oh, Sergio went to walk the dogs. Whoa, he's gonna. Well, I did hear them. Oh. I'm gonna turn this one off just because it's. What? Just pouring. Ah, okay. Hey, Della. Hello. So, let's put her over here. But I did feel like I needed to show her to you out by the tree, and now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the spirits that are called dryads. There are actually several types of tree spirits, and like several types of dryads actually. Yes, right. Thank you so much. Work with nature spirits and get nature. Yeah, look, I'm soaked. Um, so okay, so I'm really excited to tell you about this. So first of all, I had mentioned that I started learning about God having a wife. And and at first I thought, oh yeah, I've been because she also um trees are also in the story, and I was thinking this, and then I looked at her and I thought, no, she's not. And I said, I have no idea who this is. And Sergio said, she's got to be somebody. And I said, I don't know, like women growing out of trees. I've been painting these forever. And and I Googled women and trees, and yeah, they're quite well known. I love, to me, I like that I channel all these um, in this way, that I'm not like actively investigating it, but they show up for me. Even to this one, which I had started painting it a long time ago, painting her a long time ago, but I did not know who she was. And so I found out what dryads were, that are these spirits, different kinds. They're always female, um, and they fall in love with human men, and they can make babies. Now, they're babies that they make, if they are daughters, they will raise them until they're 12 years old, and then they find a tree for them to live in, and they live there happily ever after. Some dryads are able to, all of them are able to step out of their trees, but some of them are when the tree dies, they die. And a lot of, and others just kind of move, like moving homes. And and they have, if I had they have a male child, then the child has to be raised by their human, um their human partner. um and like I said, there's different types of dryads. They go, some of them go with fruit trees, some of them with oak and poplar trees, and then there's ash trees. And the really cool thing about ash trees is that there's a whole myth about, a whole creation story with ash trees, that says that before women came along, before they were females, and only they were only men males, that the men procreated with ash trees, and so the story goes that it's from there that all creation was born. um and I mean, then the stories are endless. So there were so many different stories that I was, um there's a wonderful audiobook by Sandra Kynes called Tree Magic. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I was reading about all this, and I was like, oh my God, this is a dryad, and I've been painting them all my life. I had in college, I was painting them, and my professors were like, what does this mean? Why do you keep painting these? And I thought, I don't know. And I remember a professor saying, well, you need to look into it. So I've done so many of these paintings, and and yeah, I was just very overwhelmed by it. But I didn't know. So I was gonna call this one Dryad. This was not gonna be any particular name. Like, most, I think pretty much everything except the priestesses, are specific people in the collection, right? So this one, in so many different ways. One one weekend, and it was like 3 days, including like a friend who went to a barbecue, and he sent me pictures Well, he knows I like trees. A lot of people know that. That people who are close to me know that I love trees, and so he was like, "Aren't the isn't this an amazing oak tree?" And I thought, isn't that weird? Like if all the trees, because oak trees had already started coming up for me. So then he sent me that, and then I really have been wanting for Sergio to clean the studio up, and of course we had this wall built, and then I found on Craigslist this piece of furniture. Now he has not cleaned up here yet, but look at this beautiful piece of furniture right here, which he's going to use to do and organize his work. And I was like, when he unloaded it, because I found it on Craigslist, I got in touch with the people. It was like an hour away. It has marble there, and when he took it off of the car, I was like, "That's really nice wood," and he was putting it together, and he was like, "It's oak. It's solid oak." So, needless to say, it just, like usually like it happens, she just kept showing me that she was an oak tree. Uricity, 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 I believe it's pronounced. I have to, don't do more research. I mean, I'm telling you, all this has happened so suddenly. I was like, okay, she was a dryad, and I had written about what a dryad is, and then all of a sudden, just this weekend, just this past weekend, now I know she's Eurydice. She has a love story with Orpheus, which wait. So there's another thing. So the movie, have you ever seen the movie What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams? Well, that movie had been in my heart. I mentioned it to a couple of people. Then all of a sudden, you know how it happens with these algorithms. It was showing up for me in my TikTok and everything. And so, when I started reading about Eurydice, well, lo and behold, I am so sure that her story is what Dreams May Come is based on, a love story that has to do with her lover going to get her from the underworld and then actually staying there to live with her because of their deep love for one another. So, really super interesting. She dies. The story is they fall in love, they marry. She dies bitten by a snake. In the underworld, she is represented and with snakes, and snakes are her totem, which some of you know I have snake tattoo. So, I mean, I was like, whoa, whoa. She is also called the seer, and she is for justice. And I see now that the snakes here, they can look like eyes. So I've had Sergio on Photoshop. He's going to move that one up a little bit. So on the oracle card, it'll have the two heads even, and so they will look like two eyes. Let me know what you think about that. So you love that movie? Yeah, I love that movie too. So with Eurydice, the thing is that there's been always depicted with Orpheus. And at first I was like, well, maybe, I should include him. But honestly, I decided not to because I wanted some attention on her because she's always shown with her partner, with her lover. And she, I'm sure she has her own story that we're not privy to because there's so much focus on him. So here she is. And again, justice and her being a seer and primal power, and just really sweet. Like her face came out so sweet. Look, blurry, isn't it? Let me see. Oh, there we go. It was dirty, covered in rain and whatnot. So yeah, the move. So she's been made. There's been operas Actually, there's an opera recently at the Met. I mean, by recently, 2021, of Orpheus and Eurydice. So just beautiful, just the whole energy behind. So I didn't know that it was a thing until, recently. I've always venerated, worshipped, and paid homage to the trees all around us. And yeah, I'm super tea with her oak. Um, oh, and slower. So I ordered some from Etsy. I'll let you know if I like them, and I will let you know who the seller is if I like them. My feet spins, must be the weather. Oh, you too. All right. Well, let me see if if I get closer to the door. Usually. We did just get new one. I don't think that I have it. Little videos. Also, it's a new moon, so it is a good time, a minute, and then a little short activity. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. She will be active on the web. I am on cellular. I will to see if I get better connection with them. I don't know. Is that any better? I just switched. I'm so sorry, everybody. This is why I end up doing this from the kitchen. So I'll do another video, but yeah, it might be the storm. All right. Well, I love you so much, and I'll be sharing more about her. So let me know if you have any questions. The tree leaves close up. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I'm going to make a video with better light. I was going to run into the kitchen to show you all because that's best connection and best light, but because of the storm, I ran into the it's only closer to the house than the house. Really, I don't know why I ran in the studio instead of in the house. I guess I just forgot the connection can be bad and the light as well. Thank you all. Thank you for joining me here. And I will see you back here on Sunday at 8 for some card reading. And here's her can. I'm going to take this inside. Look at that. Those are from an olive tree from Chile. So, I'll tell you this really quick because I've decided that if I'm going to have pillar candles, I'm going to either buy them from people like Esther, or I filled this with sand and then layers of different color salt. And then I put flowers, and so there's different things you could do. And I did have one of these candles in here, like there's still part of the candle left in here, and they just don't burn down, etc. So unless you're buying a candle from a good good supplier, which is going to cost you a lot more than buying them on Amazon, or the $5 tree or whatever it's called. So either spend money on a good candle, or do this, fill it up with sand and different colored salts. And I did my little thing in there, my petitions, my gratitude for this new Sacred Mother being with us, and then decorated, and that's a ritual and an offering in itself. And then cleaning it so that stuff I want, and I use it for. Yeah, what is in her hands? It is an orb. It is an orb. No idea what it is, but it is an orb, like many orbs that show up in my work. That's a painting I haven't finished, and that has orbs. This is one of my alien paintings. That one does not have orbs, but I have a lot of paintings with orbs. Her seer stone, maybe her seer stone. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I just do as I'm led, just like she guided to let me know who she was, you know? She even gave us a gift. I told Sergio when he called me, he's like, it's solid oak. And I'm like, oh my goddess. I said, do you realize it's a gift from her? She wants to make sure that I named this painting after her, not just Dryad, or she's more specifically being an oak tree. There's Hemadryad, I'm guessing. It starts with an H. Uh, who are the goddess? Who are the tree spirits that die when the tree dies? Because not all of them die when the tree dies, but some of them do. Yeah. So I didn't tell you the story. I shouldn't get off until I tell you the story real quick. So they get married. She falls in love. They get married. And I will make a separate video just with a story. And she steps on a serpent. She dies. She goes to the underworld. He is the best poet and best musician in the world. So he starts singing, and he works himself down into the underworld. And by his music, he is able to get past, go the overworld. And and of course, like most myths, he did exactly what he wasn't supposed to do. And I remembered when I was reading this story, I remember hearing the story when I was little, not understanding everything, but remembering the end, because in the end, after they go through all the climbing and going through everything to get up to the overworld, to our world from the underworld, when he's not supposed to look back at her, he's not supposed to look at her at all until they come back to the overworld, trusting, basically, I would think, trusting Hades, that he's keeping his word. And so he crosses, imagine this, he crosses the threshold into the other world, the overworld, into our world. And he's so excited, and he looks back at her like so excited we made it, and he forgets that brief moment she's still in the underworld because she was slightly behind him. And so she gets sucked back into the underworld, so she dies again. And Ovid wrote about when she dies again. And it's chilling. I can't remember. I'm not going to try to say exactly how he wrote it, but it's beautiful. I did quote it on the little blurb that I wrote. And and then Orpheus is back in in our world, in the overworld, and he is just devastated. And he is this musician, the most talented ever, 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 ever. And he starts playing this really, he's just grief stricken. So his music is heartbreaking. And so there are many different stories about how he ends up, because he ends up dying, and then so therefore he goes back to the underworld and lives with our Sacred Mother here forever, ever after. And there's many stories about how it is that he dies, and some stories say I even read that he was suicidal, that he just wanted them to kill him. And so one of the story is that Dionysus Muses, because all they want to do is have fun. And they were so pissed that he was so depressed and bringing everything and everybody down that they got really angry one day and they killed him. They stoned him to death. That there were some other stories that, that the stones and everybody, everything in nature would try to kill him to get him to stop. But, like even the stones would turn into rubber as they hit him. So really, really fascinating. Her candle label with herbs will be stellar. Yeah, if you could get some acorns, get an acorn to put on there. That's what I thought today, to put on, on her altar. Anything feel representative of him in the painting? I guess the snakes is the first thing that comes to mind, but that would just be the only thing. And I guess it could be because there's two of them, and they do exist together as partners, as a couple. Their whole story, her story's is non-existent, as many things that are named after her, like all these operas. And I heard like the weirdest songs, like some really weird music from like the 60s, singing about them. There was I saw a YouTube video with like all these songs about them, really interesting. So yeah, they're always together. So I guess the snakes. Hey, Melody. But that's really a great question, Danielle. Thank you so much. And I guess, yeah, I guess that is, that would be it. That's their couplehood. Yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we finally appreciate it. Yeah, the tree huggers, right? Absolutely. I've always been a tree hugger and a tree lover. And I'm just so excited about this beautiful tree spirit joining us. I really am. Oh, like butterfly wings. Yeah, I see that. I see the butterfly there. I hadn't seen the butterfly. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. She is a dryad, a tree nymph, a tree spirit that lives in the trees. This one in particular is an oak tree spirit. So I'll be sending the newsletter, like I said, in just a little bit, where I came up with this meditation, I guess. I mean, I did just channel it. I just sat, I wasn't even expecting to write anything. And I just was writing Happy New Moon, and then all of a sudden, I I wrote this short little, I don't want to call it a meditation, but it's an imagining, for you just to imagine what you want to manifest with this new moon. And then a little a little ritual you can do tonight. Yes, Melody, it's so true. Thank you for saying that. That is where knock on wood thing came from. Okay, thank you. Which brings me to something else that I can share with you. That wood, like like I love wood. I love, old-fashioned wood. and like I rescue stuff. If I go to Goodwill and I see something, like for example, these these things made, they're from India. It's wood, and so um, wood. Many believe, and I believe this, which I think is why I've always been attracted to wood. Wood carries the energy of the tree that it was made from, and it's really just so beautiful. I've been telling Sid he'll save all the shavings from when he creates altars, so that we can send it to you all as a sacred smoke. We work with pine. Pine trees have a type of dryad. I don't remember the name. Like I said, I did include that information. It will be on the listing, which I believe the listing might already be live. But I wish I had good memory. I sent a friend of mine today a thing about CPTSD and how it really does mess up your brain, and so my memory. I wish I could remember I remember the name. No, I don't. The Mallory, I think, are the ash trees. No, see, I'm guessing. But the story of the ash trees is so cool. Yeah, so the whole, like, when you knock on wood for protection is because we are knocking on wood, on the spirit that still exists in this wood. We're asking this spirit to protect us. So we can come over here, and we've got this beautiful piece of furniture that is oak. It has the spirit of Eurydice, or whatever oak dryad lived in this oak tree. It's just freaking awesome, And so, yeah, so you knock for protection. The ancients would knock on the trees to awaken the spirit within, to help with prayers, etc. Yes. 3 times to invoke our elevated ancestors and spirit guides. Oh, wow. That's cool. I mean, I remember I was taught about knocking on wood by my grandmother when I was little. I mean, everybody that I knew, and still in Chile, people knock on wood. Yeah, so many different connections. I love doing these lives with you all too, because see, I forget a lot of there's just so much. So if anybody else remembers, so again, she's connected to serpents, to snakes, because one did bite her and therefore bring her to the underworld. So she has the power of snakes. Relationships are important to her. She is connected with being a seer and with justice. And what I feel, and something that I have added to her, is like this, what I call primal energy. She holds this really gorgeous primal energy within her. All right, ladies. Anything else? Oh, thank you. Yes. Pachamama vibes. Yes. You know what's so funny is that I also, yes, of course, feel such a big connection with Pachamama. So I used one of Pachamama's old candles to, to repurpose. So when I do that, I do kind of go, when I reuse a candle, I really think about what I used what I used the first one for and what the connections are. And then like I said, I wash it, I scrape it so it looks brand new as much as possible. But I used the Pachamama candle for her. When is next shopping video? Anytime. Anytime. So Sergio, I mean, basically our Thursday night shopping thing will be now here. This is it. So look at what the kids are doing. Melody, I think we shipped your shirt yesterday, right? And Esther, here's this piece right there. And we will soon have all of this. We will see, we have the new wall over there. And so soon we will have all the black and white paintings. We're also having an opening on the 17th of September. And like a studio opening. So anything that you want to look at. Yeah, Melody, thank you. Today is Thursday. Wait, I think it went out Tuesday or Wednesday. All right. Well, you know where to find me if you have any questions. I am trying to get Sergio so that we could do one day where he is doing t-shirts right here, but we just got delayed with his computer crashing, which I think he has it back. So, oh, let me show you. We have a new little, where is it? I ordered a new little card. Huh. I don't know where he moved it to. A new little card to include as a gift. Huh. Well, I guess I can't show you. All right. Well, let me know if you need anything, if you have any questions. Otherwise, I love you and I wish you a fabulous evening. This candle smells so good. And blessings from Eurycity. Love you. Love you.